Dave Palumbo here for an RX Muscle Rant. Today's topic, how to build big legs. Oh my God, do I get to ask this question all the time? Dave, I need to bring my legs up. Dave, what could I do to build legs? And you know what my answer invariably always is? Squat. Now, there are provisos on that, meaning that if you have something wrong with your feet, your knees, your back, there might be something you can do about it. Number one, I always recommend that everyone go to either their local podiatrist or a chiropractor and have them make them a pair of custom orthotics for your shoes. They mold your feet. They give you an insert. It's usually made of fiberglass or plastic or something like that. And you put it in your shoe. It's very comfortable to wear because it's made for your foot. And you take out the inserts, those foam things that come in the sneakers, and you wear them all the time. And what that does is correct the biomechanics of your feet, and so that everything's aligned properly in your body. And that usually solves most people's problem with, oh, my knee hurts and my back hurts. Now, if you have a real injury where you've actually damaged something, permanently in any of those places, all right, I understand. But the bottom line is that if you don't squat, okay, you're never going to get good legs. You'll get okay legs. You're never going to get great legs. You have to push heavy weight. You have to do full range of motion. You have to open your stance up a little bit, and you have to suffer. It's not fun. No one said building legs is fun. I enjoyed leg day in a masochistic way because I knew that all the pain and suffering I was going through was going to manifest itself as increased muscle mass. And I had this obsession. I wanted big legs so bad. I remember watching, I don't even know who it was. It might have been Victor Terra, like stretching on the floor in some magazine. Bob Grushkin had taken a picture of. His leg was so monstrously big that I said, that's the way I want my leg to look when I'm doing a hurdler stretch on the floor. And ultimately, I did get them up there, probably bigger than that. But the bottom line is that you have to squat. I hear, you know what? The guys who don't have big legs, okay, and you ask them if they squat, and they make 5 million excuses. Oh, I have this, that, I don't like the way it feels. If you don't squat, for the majority of the people, because there's always a couple of genetic freaks, right, that don't need to, you're not going to have good legs. And for the guys who do have good legs who don't squat, if they squatted, they'd be even better. Now, I'm not talking about guys who, early in their career squatted, and then as they got humongous, they either for some reason stopped doing them because they had an injury or they just felt like it wasn't warranted anymore. That's a different story because they already built the muscle. So don't go by people who don't. Like Dorian later in his career was doing Smith machine squats, but it didn't matter. He already had huge legs. So, and he did conventional squats early on. Now the problem with not doing squats. Let's talk about the virtues of a squat. The virtues are that because you have this weight on your back and there's nothing controlling it other than the stabilization of your body, you're getting a much more complete development of your legs. So when you're lowering the weight, you're not just working the quads and the hamstrings and the adductors. You're actually working everything that helps stabilize your body. So you're building mass essentially on not only even on your legs, your entire body, just to hold that weight. Imagine what a 500-pound or 600-pound weight sitting on your traps does to your body. It makes your body force itself to get bigger and stronger, to hold this weight, to move the weight, to stabilize the weight. You get under a leg press machine or even a Smith machine squat, that machine is doing every ounce of stabilization for you. All you need to do is push in one plane of motion, and that's it. There's no way that a machine could possibly duplicate or replicate what a squat will do for you. And when you come to this realization in your mind, okay, you'll understand why you're not getting the full, complete development of your legs. You can get good front quads. You might have a decent hamstring if you're lucky. You might have some glutes, but you're never going to have that round, well-shaped leg. Now, I saw a video the other day where Nick Walker, who in my mind has some of the best legs in bodybuilding right now, and this guy squats, man. I've seen him lift some heavy weight. You could tell he squats. I could just look at his legs and I could tell you what he does. And he was working out with Blessing Awodibu, the boogeyman. And Let me see if I can pull that video up. And basically they said, hey, look, well, let's see, but let's hear them say it. They're talking about what workout they're going to do.
You got anything in mind today? Huh? You got anything in mind today?
The what?
You got anything in mind?
The squat.
Squat. I don't want to squat. I don't want to squat.
That's the closest we'll get to squat. What is it?
I press. You know, I press. My knee is. I stayed away from squat like fucking. I can't even remember last time I squatted.
Now that comment that Blessing just made, who by the way has one of the prettiest upper bodies and massive upper bodies in bodybuilding now. He's made an incredible. I wish I had his upper body. That's how beautiful it is. But here's a guy who's been criticized for not having good legs, and he can't even remember the last time he squatted. Guess what? Maybe you should start squatting if you want to bring your legs up to match that incredible upper body of yours. Nick Walker's like looking at him like he's crazy. Like, you don't want to squat? What do you mean? Because Nick's got fucking tree trunks for legs. The guys that have problem with their legs, I'm telling you, the guys that just don't do the squats. Now, some people are just lazy and they don't want to do them because it hurts. Other guys find a reason. I got an injury, this tweaked here. But like I said, there's always a way to have, if you have just an annoying, nagging injury, it usually happens to be the biomechanical issue that I talked about earlier with the orthotics. And teaching yourself to squat properly. A lot of guys squat with their legs too close together. And that creates a lot of torquing on the knee and back. You got to open your stance up wider than shoulder width so you create a good base and a good solid, balanced base you can push off of. Also, if you open your legs up, you work those inner thighs and adductors better, which a lot of people are lacking. And obviously you'll work your glutes more because you can go down deeper. So you have to find the sweet spot for yourself where you're feeling the quads, you're feeling the hamstrings, you're feeling the adductors and glutes, okay? And you're able to do a full range of motion with the thing. Most people just don't know how to squat. I've taught so many people how to squat in the gym, girls, guys. They couldn't believe after I got through with them that they said, I never knew how to squat. I thought I did, but I didn't know how. And that's the problem. So people who maybe do squat and don't get results out of it, it could just be that you're not doing them properly. You got to go back to school and learn how to do it. Start from square one with the bar on your back, okay? For some guys, they're so big, they need to put some weight on their back, like 135, just to get them down because they're stiff. It's another thing. You got to stretch before you squat because you have to have that flexibility and range of motion. I noticed actually when I would diet, a lot of times I would be a better squatter than when I was like 315 pounds, where I was so bloated that I almost couldn't lower my weight. I couldn't lower the weight all the way down because I had loss of flexibility because I was holding a lot of fluid. But the take-home message here is if you want to have, who do you want to look like? Do you want to look like Blessing Awodibu or Awodibu, or do you want to look like Nick Walker? And the bottom line is that if I'm picking one of those guys, I'm going with Nick Walker's legs because this guy has got incredible legs. Look at this shot. I mean, that's a massive leg. And the reason why that leg looks like that is because he squats and he trains his legs hard. And you have to be willing to do that and go into that pain zone. If not, what's going to happen invariably is you're just not going to have the quality muscle that all these other guys have. And if that's fine with you and you don't care, then don't squat. Make up excuses. I mean, look at Blessing's upper body. The guy has got a beautiful upper body. I dare it to say it could probably hold its own on any pro stage right now. But look at his leg. I mean, his leg just looks like it's just not up to snuff with the rest of them. And he won't squat. So hopefully if he sees this, he'll use this as inspiration to get his ass under the squat bar and start doing these squats, whether he likes it or not. And I'd be more than willing to give him any advice I can to help him get through whatever, things that don't feel right to him, or maybe give him some tips. But I saw Kai Green in that video right before, and Kai squats. So look at the size of those freaking tree trunks of legs. Hey, the results speak for themselves. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle Rant.